Alrighty guys, happy Friday everybody. Hope everyone is having an amazing day so far. Glad to have everybody here. So we've got ourselves another big update here on the tropics for you guys this evening. We are going to be discussing essentially what we are expecting out of this upcoming system here to impact California. Unfortunately, California is set to be impacted by quite a powerful system here. So we're going to definitely need to watch out for that. Anyways, let's go ahead and see who is here for today before we go ahead and get on into this. Let's go ahead and see. We have ourselves, let's see here, Cyclone. We have Sergio, I think that's your name. Let's see here. We have Emily. We have me. We have Rebecca. We got Finn, Caden. Let's see here. We got, yeah, I said already Finn, Scott. See, Grifter, Mark, Cured, Brent. What's up, guys? Wargaming. What's up, everybody? Hope everyone's having an amazing day so far. I'm glad to have you all here for today's little update, or I should say, I really shouldn't say little. It's probably going to be about an hour-long live stream, what I'm guessing towards. Anyways, but yeah, so whenever it comes to it, guys, obviously the main concern here is the tropics. That is the subject of this live stream. So we're working our way over here to Hilary. Hurricane Hilary. This thing is still a Category 4 hurricane. It actually lost a little bit of speed here. It's at 130 mile an hour sustained wind, so constant winds are blowing at 130 miles an hour. Maximum wind gusts up to 160. Now, earlier today, when I woke up this morning, I believe it was at 145 sustained, so it's actually dropped a little bit of wind speed. If it drops anything lower than 130, then it will be Category 3. But right now, Hilary is a Category 4 hurricane, kind of a lower end Category 4 hurricane here. This movement here up to the northwest here. Whenever it comes to the latest speed, it actually slowed down 2 mile an hour. Yep, yesterday. So since yesterday, this thing was moving west, kind of northwest at around 14 miles per hour. With this update, it actually lost a little bit of speed here. So now it's moving at 12. So it dropped 2 mile an hour speed here. Current low pressure is, 948, as you guys can see, 948 millibars, which is pretty strong low. Like I said, right now, if you guys are just now tuning in, this thing is a Category 4 hurricane, a lower end Cat 4 hurricane here, which I'm going to go ahead and hop y'all over here to the satellite view on the big picture. There you go. There is Hilary, really nasty storm there. The satellite view, you can actually see, basically highlights the whole storm here. You can see just how large this storm is overall. I mean, look at this. This thing is like really large, and look at the size of Texas for comparison. Very, very nasty. Very, very nasty storm system. I mean, it's a really large storm system here. So, whenever it comes to it, yes, this thing is expected to, remain a Category 4 here into tomorrow morning. But by tomorrow afternoon, this thing is set to be downgraded from a Cat 4 back into a Category 3 here, continuing to track its way up to the northwest here for right around the morning of the 20th, then downgraded to a Category 2, then to a Category 1. But here's what's unfortunate. So according to the latest Hurricane Center forecast here, for San Diego, as well as eastern Los Angeles, the storm is still expected to be somewhat of a strong tropical storm. Still is expected to be quite not necessarily a hurricane per se for California. That's where a lot of people are mistaken. This thing will be, getting close as a hurricane before hitting Southern California, but it's expected to range around the tropical storm status. So San Diego, as well as, like I said, Los Angeles here, could be dealing with tropical storm characteristics here. Maximum wind speeds here of around, sustained around 50 miles per hour. As well as maximum wind gusts here up to 65 miles per hour being a possibility. So we'll have to watch out for it. Could be a little bit more stronger, a little bit more down to the south towards San Diego. You can see on this last frame they have this at 75 miles per hour before it starts weakening. This thing will be a tropical storm, or it's forecasted to be a tropical storm by the time it hits areas towards San Diego. So it's not supposed to be a hurricane upon San Diego or Southern California landfall here. So that's good news. So what's going on here is essentially we have ourselves obviously we have Baja California, this big old peninsula here, right? So this peninsula does have some mountain ranges in it. And if you know anything about tropical systems, like I said, they are well developed on the surface. They are well developed at the bottom here of the, like I said, basically they're well developed here at the surface with those winds. The structure of them is really developed on the surface. Whenever you have hills, mountain ranges, that will disrupt the wind field. That will disrupt the storm's organization, and that will actually allow for a lot of those winds to rapidly weaken. overall the storm weakening. But the only not the only problem, but one of the big problems though is that the moisture, there's a lot of moisture on this storm, and that moisture will continue to drop tons and tons and tons of rain across California, Nevada, and even portions here of Arizona. We got to definitely be watching out for this here. Now, I did not mention this yesterday, okay? I did not mention this yesterday, but I feel like now it's something I should mention. With a tropical cyclone, on the eastern side of the storm, there is stronger ingredients for, tornadoes, unfortunately. There might be a couple tornadoes. Should remain mostly if the track goes right over San Diego. If the center goes, to the west, or if the center goes to the east of San Diego, should not put Los Angeles or San Diego in any tornado threat. Okay, it's only for the eastern side of the cyclone where a tornado threat becomes possible. So I'm gonna say there could be a possibility for maybe a couple spin-up tornadoes that could develop out of this here. We'll have to watch the situation. I mean, the Storm Prediction Center has already put out a marginal risk here for Friday, for eastern, kind of like for this side right here of California, as well as into pretty much a lot of Arizona and even into southern Utah here. Let me actually go ahead and bring up that day 3 outlook for you guys. We're going to pop this up real quick. So there you go. So you can actually see that marginal risk we have there, that level 1 threat. This is for Sunday, the day of landfall here. So, like I said, whenever it comes to it there, definitely have got to watch out for it. Now, whenever it comes to activity, we actually have tropical storm watches in effect for California. And the tropical storm watch does include San Diego as well as Los Angeles, okay? That is essentially what we are looking at there. That's what we're looking at. So this thing is expected to cause potential tropical storm characteristic issues. Like I said, according to this here, you can see here that tropical storm force winds, peak wind forecast 35 to 45 mile per hour wind gusts, or 45 mile per hour winds with gusts up to 65. Sunday afternoon until early Monday morning is whenever we're expected to see a lot of the worst of it. So I will be live for this. I will be live here from late Sunday night into obviously Monday morning. I will be live for you guys. I'm already scheduling it. I'm already planning to go live for you guys for this, because I mean, like I said, this is a really rare event. This never happens. This really never happens. It's a very, very rare event here. Let's see. We flood with a little rain. Can't handle very much. The CL. Yeah, that's very true. And like I said, unfortunately, I hate to say this, but we are expecting a lot of rain out of this event here. I mean, that's one of the main concerns. I mean, the sheer size of this storm here, like I said, is huge. This is not your small hurricane. This is a really large hurricane. I mean, look at this. Once again, there's the size of Texas. Y'all know how big Texas is compared to the states here. I mean, Texas is a pretty daggone large state. Look how big this hurricane is. I mean, this thing's a beast. A really large system here. And so obviously, producing some very strong winds. I mean, yes, winds will be a concern with, California and all of that. But, like I said, we actually do have ourselves, a really big concern, mostly with that rain. It seems to be the big problem, So we'll just have to keep an eye on it. Definitely we'll have to watch out for this here over the next little bit. So y'all just, once again, please be careful out there. So anyway, so we're going to go ahead and take you guys over here to one of the rainfall projections. So this right here, my friends, let's go ahead and hop y'all over here real quickly. So this right here, y'all, is the hurricane projections for rainfall. Let's go ahead and load that there. There you go. So we're talking a lot of potential rain to fall out of this system here. So you can kind of see it there across the that light green area. That's where around 1 to 2 inches of rainfall is possible, right? So that's where we are seeing, about 1 to 2 inches of rainfall could be possible. Then obviously you can see the main gist here, right across the green. This is where things get a little bit seriously, okay? A little bit serious, I should say. So the dark green basically means, 2 to 4 inches of rain is possible. But look at this. A lot of these areas here are actually highlighted in yellow, which is 4 to 6 inches. And there's quite a few spots that gets up to 6 to 10 inches. You can actually see that. It kind of shows like Los Angeles right now, maybe getting around 2 to 4 inches being possible. Let's see here. San Diego, Los Angeles, same thing, 2 to 4 inches here. Las Vegas. Yeah, Vegas could even get a lot of rain out of this here too. I'd even say some pretty strong winds could be a possibility for Vegas. So we'll have to watch out there for that. But regardless, like I said, yeah, right in this area here, there's a shot we could potentially see 4+ inches of rainfall. You know, could be a really big. Could be a really big problem here. So we'll have to really be looking out there for that. And whenever it comes to the, like I said, the Hurricane Center and what they actually have, let's see here. I'm going to have to bring back up the Hurricane Center. But what actually is a big issue here is the risk. They actually put out a high risk. So since yesterday's update, we had a little moderate risk here for day 4. So now for day 3, which day 3 will be on Sunday, we have a high risk for flooding. This is not good. Not good at all. Obviously, this kind of puts areas here mostly east of Los Angeles and east of San Diego in this high-risk area here, but Los Angeles, San Diego is still under a really huge threat for flooding, okay? It's really those areas in the yellow and inward I consider to be really nasty potential for flooding. So if you're all across this region here, I mean, obviously, yeah, that's where the most of the flooding is expected. You know, in the dark, or this green area here, I mean, it's possible for a little bit of flooding, but it's not necessarily likely. Meanwhile, while these areas here in the red and the pink is kind of more of a likelihood that you could see some flooding within your location or around you, per se. So that's what's concerning here. Once again, they put a high risk, at least a 70% chance of flooding in 25-mile boxes for this whole area here. So basically, say you live somewhere in this pink area here, within 25 miles of you, there's a 70% chance that flooding could occur. That's what we're looking at. So really, really, really big flooding potential out there. We're going to have to keep an eye out there for it. But yeah, anyway, so here's the latest cone here from the Hurricane Center regarding the latest track. This thing, yes, it does not look like it's going to be turning away. I've seen one event that forecasted to hit kind of a similar track and then turned away last minute, but I don't see that happening with this event. So we actually do have ourselves a lot of tropical storm warnings in effect for these areas in the blue. Okay, these are tropical storm warnings, meaning tropical storm conditions is expected. Got to keep an eye out there for those regions there. Now, obviously, when we move our way into the red area here, so this little red area, those are hurricane warnings, meaning that hurricane conditions is expected. The pink here is hurricane watches, meaning that hurricane conditions is possible. And of course, we have ourselves the yellow. That's tropical storm watches, meaning that tropical storm conditions is possible. And as the storm does get closer inland towards, or it goes more up north towards California, those watches are set to turn into warnings. They will likely turn into warnings here, possibly by late tomorrow. We'll have to see how that plays out. But by tomorrow, we probably will be seeing hurricane warnings for California. Or not hurricane warnings, sorry, tropical storm warnings. I know I probably scared everybody there. Whoops, my bad. No, not hurricane warnings, tropical storm warnings. Yeah, once again, we have tropical storm hurricane watches for portions here of, the western side of, Baja California, for the northwestern side of the peninsula, which is going to be possible. But anyways, but yeah, in terms of when the winds are expected to arrive there, according to the Hurricane Center here, the winds are going to start possibly hitting, California here, kind of right around, the afternoon here, of Sunday. So once again, this event will mostly be happening between Sunday and into Monday. So we're going to definitely have to watch out. Once again, I'll be live for this here to cover it with you guys, just to make sure that everybody is remaining prepared, that everybody is staying safe here. And like I said, right now, obviously, there's no reason to panic. I understand how it's kind of a little bit scary, not going to lie. But like I said, because you guys are not used to this, well, definitely prepare for it, but do not freak out. Like I said, just make sure that if you can, try to go to somewhere that's a little bit higher. Like I said, if you're in an area that's prone to flooding, I would highly advise you try to find an area that's obviously a little higher than where your flood-prone area it will be. So yeah, once again, obviously, guys, I've got to keep an eye out there for this. Let me actually go ahead and turn off the convective outlook for a minute, because I want to go ahead and bring up that rainfall outlook for you guys, kind of show you where the biggest risks are regarding flooding. So here we go. So you guys can kind of see here, out there towards California here, we have ourselves, Riverside area. You guys might know where Riverside is. If you live out in California, southern side, we got Riverside. We have areas like, Desert Hot Springs, those regions there. You guys, right in this shade here, that's the high risk area here. High risk for flooding. A really big chance for some serious flooding. We are going to be seeing possibly some mudslides. Obviously, tons and tons of flooding. That's a big concern. And obviously, like I said, even for these areas here in this red color, right in this area here, I mean, this is a really big threat for flooding still. We got to really be looking out for this, guys. Seriously, that's what I think is the main concern is flooding. You guys might be worried about the winds and all that stuff. Yes, winds could be a possible problem, but I think rain is going to be the most problem out of this here. I really do. And now, guys, I'm going to take you all over here to the models to kind of show you all how much rainfall is expected here. So let me go ahead and bring this up. But yeah, like I said, I mean, for the most part, some areas could see 6 to 10 inches of rainfall. Seems to be quite a good possibility. So we're just going to have to watch out there for that. Anyways, but let me go ahead and find the west, let's see, southwest United States here, and we're going to pull up the overall precipitation expectancy. Here we go, total precipitation, and we're going to turn this on. So once again, this is the latest American GFS model. It's going to go ahead and pop it up here. I'm going to make this dark theme so it's a little better. But anyways, but yeah, so there we go. So we track our way down in time. Obviously, boom, big streaks of rainfall going to be rolling through portions of California. You can see, once again, in this kind of area where there's, once again, don't take this, or I should say, take this with a grain of salt. Don't take this to be the exact numbers that you're going to see here. But yeah, you can see that a lot of these areas here in the circle, or that little area I drew around here, this is in the range where we are expecting to see, potentially 2+ inches of rainfall here. We're actually seeing, the totals here, according to this model, getting up into the 6-inch range, which, like I said, according to the forecast from the Weather Prediction Center, we actually are expecting higher amounts, maybe 6 to 10 being possible. Remember, that's just one model. Models are not perfect. Here's another model. This is the European model, the ECMWF here. Whenever it comes to this model, still, once again, a huge abundance of rainfall. And actually, if I overlay the last area we were just looking at for the GFS, you can actually see the models are in pretty good agreement. Both the GFS and the ECMWF really have pinpointed where the rainfall is going to fall here. So I hate to say it, but yeah, Los Angeles, obviously San Diego, you guys are going to be getting a lot of rainfall. So make sure you guys seriously prepare for this, because, this is something this is just something not to take lightly. Definitely something is not to take very lightly. I mean, especially because, like I said, you guys, nobody in California is really used to this. Unless you've moved from, like, the tropics or something, you're likely not used to this. Rarely things like this, rarely tropical systems like this impact, California. It's extremely rare. Now, another thing I want to go ahead and show you guys here is the maximum wind gusts here. Overall, let's go ahead and see. Actually, we're going to pull up the, wind gusts here. Here we go. According to the GFS model, we're going to bring this down to the southwest U.S. So, once again, this is one particular model. Do not trust this to be exact, okay? Do not trust this to be, 100% perfect. Once again, it's just one model, giving out one opinion here. So, like I said, this will most likely change by the time we get there. All right, so here we go. So here is the American GFS's model in terms of maximum wind gusts. So you can actually see here how those winds really start coming up here, really start getting a little bit crazy. And you can actually see here those wind gusts could be as high as 60+ knots, which that would be obviously over hurricane force here. Wind gusting up to hurricane force right there across Baja California. Obviously, for that little bay area here, we have a little island here, a little bay area. And that island, I don't know exactly what name the island is. Let's see here. This is for El Morro. That's the island, I think. But anyways, yeah, it's gonna be crossing right over there. According to this model, it does have it being into the like I said, into hurricane strength. Now, the wind gusts, once it approaches areas of like southeastern and southern portions here of California, the wind speeds are expected to be gusting up around 40 to around 45 knots. Which that in theory we could be seeing some of those wind gusts above 55 miles per hour. Like I said, the Hurricane Center, they have the storm right as it passes through San Diego. And as it passes through San Diego and by portions here just east of Los Angeles, it actually has the the system here being a tropical storm still, with 50 mile per hour sustained winds. 50 mile per hour sustained winds here with gusts up to, like I said, 65 being possible. So the wind gusts are definitely going to be pretty pretty strong. And like I said, this is what I find interesting. So according to yesterday's model as well, it looks like that that low could maybe kick up a bit. We do have ourselves a bit more stronger wind gusts that's actually expected to kick off here, possibly even there towards like, Nevada. Like I said, south central Nevada here, we actually are seeing the possibility here of these wind gusts actually getting pretty gusty. Maybe as high as like, over 60 miles per hour. It could be a possibility. So we definitely need to be watching out for this because, like I said, according to yesterday and today's model runs, it's still showing that same kick up there in the winds for Nevada. So we'll just have to definitely be watching out for that. But anyways, yeah. So once again, we're not expecting any hurricane force winds to occur in California. I want to make that straight for everybody who's sitting here watching. Obviously, there's a lot of misinformation that people are getting from this. People are thinking that it's going to be a hurricane for California. It's not going to be a hurricane for California. It's not forecasted to be a hurricane for California. It's supposed to be a kind of mid-upper level tropical storm, which obviously, yeah, is still a very big deal. And yes, it will bring some very, very strong winds. But like I said, it's not going to be anything near hurricane force. The big thing we need to look out for is, like I said, the rain. The rain is the big part. That is where the most issues will arise out of, is for the rain. Like I said, we got to really be looking out there for that. But yeah, then there's one last thing I do want to look at here, y'all, is actually the ocean waves here. Let's see here. Significant wave height and direction. Let's actually go ahead and bring up maximum wave height and direction here for the ECMWF model for the United States, and we'll do the West Coast U.S. So you can see as the system rolls through, these waves, according to the European model, the maximum waves here for right around the afternoon here for tomorrow could be as high as 70 feet. 70-foot waves. That is ridiculous. Absolutely crazy. And that could be being a big, big problem. Look at that. It slams, those strong waves really slam up against kind of west central Baja California here. Kind of right there, right across the west central side. I mean, these wave heights, like I said, once again, could be very significant. Very, very significant here. Well up into the 50, probably 60-foot waves could be possible. Seriously, very, very nasty waves. Now for California, I mean, yeah, the waves could get a little high, obviously, but I think a lot of it's going to be mostly an issue for, for these regions right in here. For the waves, that's really where the big stuff is going to happen regarding all the waves and stuff like that. But anyways, yeah, so that's that, my friends. Just wanted to go ahead and mention that to y'all. And like I said, just to make sure you guys are, being safe out there. We're going to go and hop on back over here, y'all. We're going to take a look and see what is going on with the latest code and stuff. Like I said, if you guys are just now joining us, obviously, first of all, welcome. Like I said, hope y'all are having an amazing day so far. Like I said, we have advisory number 10 here. Came out here at 5 o'clock p.m. So this leaves Hurricane Hilary at a Category 4 still. It did lose a little bit of strength. It went from 145 mile per hour sustained winds to now down to 130 mile per hour sustained winds. Still a very powerful hurricane, very powerful. Like I said, this thing is a lower end Category 4 hurricane. Category 4 hurricane right now. And like I said, right now it's producing 130 mile per hour sustained winds. It is expected to have gusts up to 160 miles per hour, which is very serious, very, very nasty overall. And this thing is expected to be this thing is forecasted to be a hurricane into tomorrow morning. But by tomorrow afternoon, it is expected to undergo kind of a weakening trend, a slight weakening trend here. It is expected to lose a little bit of its speed here by tomorrow afternoon, right around 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. We're expecting the storm to be right around 120 mile per hour sustained winds here with gusts up to 150. And obviously, as this thing gets closer to Baja California here, this thing will be downgraded to a Category 2, kind of right for the morning of, I think this is Saturday for the 20th, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see, hold on. Today's Friday, Saturday. Okay, no, this is actually for Sunday. For Sunday morning, early Sunday morning. It's supposed to be a Category 2 hurricane. Will sustain winds here of 100 miles per hour with gusts up to 120. Then obviously, as this thing continues to pass up to the north here, as it's starting to approach California, right as it's at the top portion here of Baja California, it's forecasted to be a Category 1 hurricane with sustained winds of 75 miles per hour with gusts up to 90 right here for the afternoon of Sunday. Then we work our way into basically early Monday. Okay, early Monday is when you're really going to feel it. That's when you're really going to be feeling this here is early Monday, okay, across portions of Southern California. Make sure you are ready. That's all I got to say. Just make sure you guys are ready. Like I said, there's no reason for mass panic or anything like that. Like I said, I understand it's a little bit different. You're not used to this type of event here. But like I said, just calm down for a minute. It'll be all right. just make sure that you get yourself some essentials. I'd recommend get some water. Get some water. Maybe get a flashlight. Some, like I said, make sure you have a safe spot. And like I said, if you're in a low-lying area here, I'd advise, if you're in an area that's really prone to flooding, try to find somewhere that's a little higher up in elevation. Because, like I said, obviously, that's kind of one of the main events out of the storm here is flooding. That's kind of what the main concern is actually flooding. So we're going to have to really be looking out here for the potential of flooding out there. And making sure, like I said, you guys are obviously, being prepared and being safe and all that stuff out there. Because, like I said, this is probably going to go down in the history books because this rarely happens. Rarely happens here. But yeah, so we'll just have to keep an eye out there for this. And like I said, once again, y'all, so that's that. And once again, like I said, right here for the forecast here, it is expected to be kind of a middle-level tropical storm here. Like I said, middle-level tropical storm here, y'all. And like I said, this thing is expected to be, wind speeds, like I said, of around 50 mile per hour sustained. And like I said, with gusts up to 65 being possible here. The 145 was estimated. Yeah, it was measured by hurricane hunters and measured 130. Yeah, so it was based off of estimations. I understand that. Yeah, but that's just what the Hurricane Center had, so that's what I was going with here. But yeah, no, it is regardless a very, very powerful hurricane here. We definitely need to be watching this closely. Like I said, so this thing is expected to pass right over San Diego as a tropical storm, dumping once again probably around 2 to 4 inches of rain. That's kind of what's estimated here. Let's see here. I'll go ahead and show you guys once again the National Hurricane Centers or the Weather Prediction Center's path here, which I'll go ahead and show y'all. But like I said, we are expecting a boatload of rain for a lot of these places here. Big rainfall risk here. So here you go. All right, we're going to bring this over here. So this is the, like I said, once again, this is the map we just pulled up here a little bit ago. Once again, this is the expected rainfall totals as of now. Now, this will definitely change. It always changes. I always know something big that's changed every single time this comes out. But as of right now, areas towards San Diego, Los Angeles is forecasted to be right within 2 to 4 inches of rainfall. Would I be surprised if it got higher? Absolutely not. Absolutely, I would not be surprised if it did get a little higher than that. We work our way up towards kind of more of the east central side here of California, kind of for those upper mountains there. We're actually expecting a pretty broad area here of 4 to 6 inches of rainfall being possible. We're talking a pretty good boundary, a pretty good area, pretty good chunk of land that could be seeing up to 4 to 6 inches. And you can actually see here there's not much red there, so I'm not going to really count that, but there is a lot of a little bit of orange too, which that could be up to 6 to 10. There's some isolated areas here that we could be seeing up to 6 to 10 inches right there across kind of those upper elevations here of California, which that's a problem because as rain falls and it hits the mountain, it all runs down to the lowest part. So this could seriously be bringing some nasty flooding for those, like I said, for those low elevations out there. So like I said, if you kind of live in a little valley, if you live in a valley out throughout portions here and you're in an area that's really prone to flooding, I would advise moving away temporarily. Obviously, because flooding is not something you want to mess with, and like I said, that's the biggest concern here. And like I've explained before here, California, Nevada, they've experienced some very strong winds before. Obviously up to that expectancy, winds will be gusty. They're probably not going to be anything extremely bad in terms of winds. They're going to be pretty gusty, possibly up to 65 mile per hour. Don't get me wrong. But it's not like they've never experienced that before. But what they have not really experienced is this amount of water in a short period of time. That's what's the big concern here. Like I said, once again, 4 to 6 across the yellow, 2 to 4 across the dark green, including San Diego, Los Angeles. And like I said, across those few isolated areas here in the orange, I expect those areas to kind of hop around a bit before the event gets there. Seriously, these areas will be hopping all around. They drastically changed here since yesterday, actually. But yeah, so expecting maximum around 6 to 10 as of right now. Cross portions here of California, maybe even southern Nevada. Las Vegas is going to get hit pretty good too by this. Yeah, definitely. This thing is expected to possibly drop here maybe anywhere from, I'd even say towards 3 to 6 inches. For the northwestern side of Las Vegas, it has those areas locally up to 4 to 10. I can see it's a big gap there. But I would keep an eye on it. Definitely would keep an eye on it. Brad says, thank you for always keeping us informed, Andrew. I really appreciate it, and I know everyone watching does. Oh, you're very, very welcome, Brad. Super welcome. Like I said, I just want y'all to be safe out there. It's all we care about. Just making sure everybody is weather aware and, obviously preparing for the situation. Because, like I said, this is This is serious, y'all. This is a big event. And like I said here, for the flash flooding threat, they literally maxed out the graph here. We got ourselves a big old high risk here. You know, these pink areas here, this is a big old high risk regarding flooding. We got a little itty bitty high risk up here as well. That's up there towards, I believe, a valley. But yeah, whenever it comes to it, like I said, we got these 2 areas here that's under a really big flooding threat. I mean, even if you're across the red, that's still a really significant flooding threat here. Like I said, you know, across the dark green, it's possible for, you know, some localized flooding here and there. Across the yellow, it's more likely that we'll see more flooding. You know, a decent amount of flooding is possible. Across the brown, or not the brown, what did I say brown? I meant to say red. Across the red, it's expected to be here, you know, kind of in the range here of about, like I said, you know, around a 40% chance they have it for it. But like I said, kind of expecting a lot of flooding to occur here. And of course, the pink, that's the worst. That's where especially a lot of flooding is expected. So yeah, we'll just definitely have to keep this watching. We'll definitely have to keep on watching this. Let's see here. Gonna go make some brownies now, watching movies. Thanks, Andrew. Take care, y'all. You too, Rainbow. Thank you so much for joining us. I said thank you. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciated. Thank you for being here. But yeah, so that's that, y'all. Whenever it comes to wind speed probabilities, here we go. So for tropical storm force wind probabilities here right now, guys, obviously San Diego here has about a, let's see, so you're kind of right in this, you're right in that zone there, kind of that, you know, 40 to 50%. This is obviously going to increase as the storm gets closer to you. So right now you're kind of in a 40 to 50% chance that you'll see, you know, tropical storm force winds. Over 40 miles an hour, basically. That's pretty much given. That's sustained winds here of over 40. So, got to keep an eye out there for it. So, like I said, that will increase. You know, tomorrow that will definitely increase. So, like I said, we have tropical storm watches in effect for you know, San Diego. Obviously, for portions here of you know, the southwestern portion here of California. Like I said, we have those tropical storm watches for you know, portions like Los Angeles, San Diego. Y'all are currently under tropical storm watches. Y'all can see all these watches that are stacked up here. I mean, these watches, y'all, literally go up, I believe, yeah, they don't go up into Nevada, but they go up right next to the Nevada, California state line here. They really do, which is pretty crazy, really crazy. And like you can see, like I said, there's a lot of these, a lot of tropical storm watches here that work their way into, you know, pretty much a lot of the southern side here of California. So, got to keep an eye out there for that. And once again, according to the latest cone here from the Hurricane Center, you know, like I said, this thing is expected to go pretty much right over, if not slightly to the right here of San Diego. You know, bringing the heaviest winds here, possibly over, you know, 60 mile per hour. You know, it's definitely going to be possible. And once it works its way up here, kind of parallel here with Los Angeles here, it's not expected to go directly over Los Angeles. However, a lot of rain is still expected, obviously. And in terms of the winds, the Hurricane Center has it, you know, estimating sustained winds of around 50 miles per hour with gusts getting up to around 65. But yeah, so regardless, still some pretty strong winds. Don't get me wrong, still some pretty strong winds. But once again, that's what a lot of people are, you know, not really known right now, is that this is not supposed to be, like I said, this is actually not supposed to be a hurricane upon California approach. So that's what a lot of people need to understand, is that this is not expected to be a hurricane as it goes over California. It's expected to be a hurricane until it reaches up to California, then downgrade to a tropical storm, and be a tropical storm going right over San Diego, right over Los Angeles here with those pretty strong winds. But once again, I'm more concerned about the rainfall than I am the winds out there. That's what I'm concerned about. I mean, yes, like I said, obviously, I've mentioned this before. California, they get some gusty winds here quite sometimes. You know, it happens quite often. You know, you guys get some winds. Trust me, you guys have experienced winds before. But whenever it comes to this amount of water, though, that's where it's a little bit. That's where you guys typically don't see too much of. Especially because some of these areas here are actually in the desert. And so it's like, yeah, deserts with a lot of water is never a good thing. So, once again, just really a big issue we're going to have to watch out. There is just a bunch of flooding concerns. And like I said, for the people who's wanting to know what's going on with the storm right now, once again, this thing is a Category 4 hurricane here currently. Once again, with sustained winds here of, 130 mile per hour wind. So obviously right now it's sustained at 130, with wind gusts up to 160. So it's a very powerful, pretty powerful, hurricane right now. And like I said, once again, just to clear things up with everybody, it's not expected to be a hurricane upon California landfall, okay? Once again, it's not expected to. It's expected to be kind of a middle upper level tropical storm as it starts rolling over California here, okay? So overall, that is that, okay? So make sure, once again, you guys, please be safe out there. And like I said, y'all, if you have any questions, like I said, feel free to let me know, because like I said, I'll be here. We have a Discord. Join our Discord down below if y'all have any questions in between our live streams and stuff like that. If you're kind of worried about something, you need me to, need me to answer something, I could do that for you. Let's see. What's up, Jenny? Hope you're doing good. Glad to have y'all here. Like I said, once again, y'all, thank you for joining us. Thank you for hanging out with us today. Once again, you guys, just please be safe out there. Anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and hop our way over here to let's see here, that precipitation outlook here again, and we're gonna bring this guy up here. That's the winds we were just talking about here. Once again, this is the amount of rainfall that's expected here. We are seeing anywhere from 4 to 6 inches expected across a lot of the yellow area. The orange is expected to see possibly anywhere from 6 to 10 inches, which is definitely going to be a pretty big impact for sure. Like I said, right now across the dark green, so basically all of these. Oh, why is my pen glitching here? So basically across these regions, I gotta hold down. I think my mouse is giving out, y'all. I might need to buy a new mouse soon. But yeah, so right in those areas here, we're easily expecting 2 to 4 inches. Okay, so that's that. So right in there, we're expecting 2 to 4 inches. Now, whenever it comes to, like I said, the areas here kind of towards the yellow zone, right in this area here, we possibly could be seeing these totals of 4 to 6 being possible. And of course, like I said, whenever it comes to the highest amounts as of right now, according to the Weather Prediction Center, they have it up to a maximum here, essentially of 6 to 10. 6 to 10 is kind of right being a possibility across some of these areas here. So we'll keep an eye on it. Once again, like I said, I've seen this this graph here. It changes so much every single time a new update comes out. So like I said, we'll just have to watch locally. Just make sure you keep an eye out there for this locally. Regardless, there's a really big flooding threat overall. Like I said, the most amount of rain here, the most amount of flooding is expected here across portions of Southern California here, mostly just east of San Diego, east of Los Angeles for the most part. Regardless, still, I said San Antonio. I'm so used to saying that. San Diego and Los Angeles is still expected to potentially see some pretty strong flooding. So we're going to have to definitely be looking out there for that there. Like I said, you guys are still in a moderate risk, at least a 40% chance of flooding. Across the areas here in the pink, like I said, we have at least a 70% chance of flooding occurring across those regions, which is pretty crazy. Let's go ahead and see here. Kid Storm coverage, thank you so much for becoming a tropical storm on the club. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciated. Thank you so much, Kid Storm coverage. Greatly appreciated. Like I said, once again, you guys, whenever it comes to the cone here, like I said, here's the latest cone here from the National Hurricane Center. We do got some watches and some warnings out, okay? So make sure that you are watching out for this, okay? Whenever it comes to it, guys, across the blue, these are tropical storm warnings. These are where tropical storm conditions is expected. We have this red. Now, those are hurricane warnings. That's where hurricane conditions is expected. Obviously, the pink here, that's kind of where hurricane conditions are possible. That's a hurricane watch, and then the yellow, that's a tropical storm watch. I do expect these watches, obviously for California here, these tropical storm watches. We have a lot of watches for California here on the southern side for tropical storm watches. I do expect these to possibly turn into warnings here by tomorrow afternoon. By tomorrow evening, I think we will likely have warnings rather than watches. And once again, like I said, I can go ahead and show you guys that real quickly. If I bring this up, I'm actually going to turn off the flooding thing real quickly, you guys. I'm going to turn off the flooding outlook as well as the overall track, just to kind of free up some space here. So there you go. You guys can see those pink little polygons. These guys right here across Southern California, those are all tropical storm watches. Okay, this does include Los Angeles. This does include Long Beach. Obviously, portions here of San Diego. Like I said, a lot of these places are under tropical storm watches. And like I said, I do expect these things to become, tropical storm warnings, possibly by tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening. Let's see here. Brad says, I feel like Las Vegas got flooded like last year. I don't know. You have to refresh me on that. I'm not terribly good with past events here. I'm good at forecasting current and future events, but I'm not good at not going back at past casting, or not past casting, whatever you can call that, looking back in the past. I'm not too good at it. But I can tell you, for this event, guys, Las Vegas is in a pretty good shot for some rainfall. I mean, like I said, obviously 2 to 4 inches as of right now is expected for Las Vegas, Nevada. It's possible, and like I said, not too far northwest of Las Vegas. That's where the rains drastically increase. So, like I said, Las Vegas, your totals are still not set. Nobody's totals are set in stone right now. This is all estimates right now. This is obviously the models are working hard to try to figure this out. They really are. And like I said, I've seen this thing drastically change between yesterday and today. It's a big, big difference. But like I said, as of right now, the heaviest of the rainfall is expecting kind of right in this area here. So let's just keep an eye on it. Let's just definitely keep an eye on it. Once again, the yellow here, guys, we are expecting, let's see here, between 4 and 6 inches. Across the green, or the dark green, I should say, between 2 and 4. Across the orange, those, kind of scattered, localized orange areas here, possibly even up to 6 to 10 inches. Could be possible. So a lot of rainfall. And like I said, what's really bad about that is that if that rainfall falls over these mountains, it's just going to rush down the sides of the mountains, and it's going to fill up those low-lying areas very quickly. Like I said, basically, we could be seeing, one area here receiving 6 to 10 inches of rainfall, and all that's got to go somewhere. All that's got to go somewhere. So that's what I'm worried about. That's what I'm a little concerned about here, is that overall. Anyways, but guys, I'm going to take you all over here back to the, back over here to the wind gust, because like I said, I understand a lot of you guys are probably wondering, well, what's going on with these winds and all that stuff. I can go ahead and pull this up for you here for the southwestern United States here, whenever it comes to it. So let's see here. Does this work out? Okay, so it looks like... All right, let me go ahead and bring you all over here real quickly. So here is one of the models. This is the FV3 Meso model here. You can actually see how the winds there towards the end of the model run really kick up here. This does not have it quite for California yet. Just wanted to mention that. I don't know if any of these other models get out this far either. I don't think they do. You can see, yeah, definitely those winds are increasing quite drastically here. What I can do, okay, I'll just go ahead and go back over here to the... let's see, we're going to go ahead and reset this. We're going to go back to parameters here. We're going to go all the way down to wind gusts here. All right, here we go. We're going to start off with the European ECMWF model here. We'll go to Southwest ES. Here we go. Okay, so this is the expected winds. This is in knots, by the way, guys. Knot is lower than wind, obviously lower than miles an hour, so just keep that in mind. But yeah, look at this. So obviously, as we work our way here, basically into, it looks like right around the afternoon of Sunday, we're going to start getting those feels of those tropical storm force winds into portions of California and possibly even like Arizona too. Look at that. So there's a big old streak right in here where we could be seeing those winds here within the range of 40 to 50 knots. Nearly 60 mile per hour wind gusts definitely could be possible within some of these regions right in here. That's according to one model. Once again, take this with a grain of salt. Do not take this to be 100%, 100% for what it is. Just get an idea based off of it. Once again, models are not perfect, but they give you a good representation of what could theoretically happen, right? So yeah, so like I said, that shows all those really strong winds moving their way inland here. Obviously, it really kicks up back in Nevada. That's what I was really interested in here, is it looks like, here towards Nevada, we could be seeing some of those winds here still up to 50 miles an hour. In terms of 50 mile an hour wind gusts, could definitely be possible, which is... yeah, definitely pretty crazy. Definitely is, pretty crazy out there. So, and of course, like I said, whenever you compare this, you got to take a look at other models' opinions too. If you take a look here at the American GFS model here, whenever these winds start approaching is kind of around for the evening here of Sunday. You can see some of those potentially, tropical storm force wind gusts moving their way into California, southwest Arizona here, kind of right around the evening here. So that is that, and obviously working its way inland. And you can actually see, like I said, Nevada here, we're actually looking, once again at that increase in wind speeds, possibly out there towards Nevada, we need to keep an eye out there for, as these winds could be between 40 and 50, 40 and 50 knots. So, we'll just have to watch it. We'll just have to definitely keep an eye out there for this. I mean, like I said, it's definitely going to be gusty. Don't get me wrong. It's going to be pretty gusty out there. But like I said, I think a lot of it is, I think a lot of the concern here overall is literally the threat for flooding. That's what I'm mostly concerned about here. Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and bring up the GFS. We're gonna take a look here. We're gonna do West Coast U.S. So this is the latest GFS future satellite imagery, or the let's see. This is the simulated satellite imagery here. So according to it, oh, there it is. Let's see here. Jenny with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Jenny. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Jenny, greatly, really appreciate it. Thank you so much for helping us out. It really means a lot. Thank you so much, Jenny. Very, very sweet of you. Like I said, I really appreciate the support. It really helps out. Thank you so, so much. Let's see here. According to the model, it's having a hard time loading. Let's go ahead and see. Let's try 06 Zulu. See if this loads. But once again, Jenny, thank you absolutely so much. That really helps out. Really means a lot. Thank you so much. Okay, there you go. Now it's loading. Okay, there we go. Look at that thing. So that thing has a massive eye, according to the GFS. I don't know why it has this eye so large. I really don't know why. I really don't know why. This model is just interesting sometimes. I mean, but anyways, but that is that. See, bro uses Windows 7 still. Weston, actually, I use Windows 10, but I just have it look like Windows 7 because I just miss the old layout, personally. Brings me back to good old times. But, yeah, no, it's Windows 10. I actually upgraded it. Let's see here. Jenny says we thank you. Thank you so much. Once again, Jenny. Very, very sweet of you. Much, much appreciated. But anyway, so we're going to go ahead and bring up the last track here, y'all. Like I said, the latest projected track. We'll do the cone as well. Go ahead and kind of show you guys what we're looking at here. So once again, like I said, in the current state, the storm is a Category 4 hurricane still. It did, like I said, it was estimated to be 145 mile per hour winds. A Hurricane Hunter Reserve aircraft flew into the storm here earlier, measured around 130 mile per hour winds. So current speed here is at 130 miles an hour. Now, like I said, maximum wind gust is expected to, be, like I said, right now up to 160 being possible. Got to really look out for that. So like I said, 130 mile per hour wind sustained is, you know, kind of what we're expecting right now. Maximum wind gust up to 160 is possible, with a pressure of 948 millibars. But like I said, we track our way up here to the north. Like I said, this thing is expected to be downgraded into a Cat 3 by tomorrow afternoon. So we'll keep an eye out there for that. Downgraded to a Cat 2 by Sunday, early Sunday morning here. We'll have to keep an eye out for it. Then obviously we work our way into basically kind of afternoon here for Sunday. That's whenever, it's kind of the evening whenever, you know, California's going to start feeling it here. But it's kind of showing here, like I said, essentially we are talking, you know, right at Category 1 status here for 75 mile per hour sustained winds with 90 mile per hour wind gusts here. Like I said, at like I said, 2 p.m. here for basically for Sunday. So, but then, like I said, after that, then look at this. So this actually has it downgraded into a tropical storm. Once again, that's kind of the misconception right now. A lot of people are thinking this is going to be a hurricane as it goes over California. No, it's not going to be a hurricane as it goes over California. It will be a tropical storm still. It'll be a powerful, you know, decent tropical storm, but it's not going to be a Cat 1. It's not supposed to be a Category 1 over, it's not supposed to be a hurricane in general over California. So like I said, y'all can calm down a little bit. Like I said, regarding the winds, yes, the winds will be pretty brutal. Like I said, we're talking some wind gusts, you know, up to maybe at absolute most, maybe 70 miles an hour. But like I said, it's wind gusts. That's what the winds could absolutely peak at. Like I said, y'all experience those wind gusts, you know, from time to time. You know, it's not like you've never seen some strong winds before. But like I said, I'm not as much worried about the winds as I am as the rain. That's the big thing. Timothy, thank you so much for joining the Tropical Storm Club. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for helping out. Really means a lot. Thank you guys so much for donating and for, you know, just hanging out with us today. Greatly appreciate it. We love you guys. Thank you so much for helping out, guys. Jenny and Timothy, big shout out goes to you. But like I was saying here, it's the rainfall is what gets it. That's where the big concern is overall. Now, if I was to go ahead and bring y'all over here, we're going to get rid of that track here for a second. Let's see here. Apparently, wait, what? How is it? How is it still on? I don't know. Apparently we'll keep that. We'll keep that track on there. It's not too crazy. But like I said, for Sunday, we have a high risk for flooding. That rarely happens. So, like I said, obviously, if you live across the regions here, I mean, any shade of color is a threat for flooding, essentially. Obviously, we are seeing, let's see here, Timothy with a 5 as well. Thank you so much, Timothy, saying thank you for the great info. Very much appreciated. You are very welcome, Timothy. Thank you so much for that. Very, very sweet of you. Thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate it. But like I said, you know, where we have a good shot for flooding, we'll be across the areas here in the red, obviously southern Nevada. We got a lot of southern California, obviously included in that red area. So if I was to kind of draw a circle here, just kind of showing you all right where we are seeing, you know, a lot of the, This is basically right in the zone where we are expecting potentially a lot of serious flooding, right in this area here. Southern Nevada included. I hate to say it, but Las Vegas is also inside of that. Los Angeles too, San Diego. Y'all are in this big flooding threat here. And like I said, now for the absolute worst, like I said, the flooding scale goes from a scale from 1 to 4. We are topped out at a level 4. Cannot go any. There's no higher risk for these pink areas than what we have right here. This is the highest risk for flooding we could possibly issue. And this includes areas like, Banning, we have Riverside, basically just east of Los Angeles for the most part. But like I said, Los Angeles, San Diego, still in a moderate risk, which that's a level 3 out of 4. That's still a really, really big flooding threat. And obviously, like I said, this is going to be jumping around here and there over the next little bit. Like I said, obviously, this is for Sunday. As of right now, I guarantee you this will look different by the time Sunday gets here. But like I said, we're just kind of trying to pinpoint where. Right now, you're gonna see it flop around a little bit. The models are working really hard. Like I said, they're gonna be flopping around a little bit, and they're gonna be looking for, essentially where the heaviest amount of rainfall is expected. And right now, we are expecting the heaviest right across the areas in red, and obviously portions here in pink. Let's see here. Deborah with a $2 super chat. Thank you so much, Deborah. Greatly appreciated. Let's see here. Carrie says, if it's a Cat 4 right now, why is it going to be a tropical storm? What's going to weaken it? So what's going to weaken it is a lot of strong, essentially what's going to weaken it is, getting close to Baja California right now. So you can see the track right here is forecasted to scrape right by obviously the peninsula here of Baja California. It's expected to scrape right by it. And the thing is about this territory is that there's mountains. There's mountains, upper, hills, upper mountains, stuff like that. And like I said, with tropical systems, they are developed on their surface. They're right at the sea level. They are the most strongest, right? And these winds are going round and round in circles. And if there's an object in the way of that circulation, it's going to have a bit of trouble. And that basically is choking out the storm. It's basically, completely throwing off the structure of the storm, and it's going to cause it to wobble a bit, and then it's going to start losing its speed, because obviously it's running into mountains. So that's a big problem with it. But like I said, as it's running into mountains, that will be good to help lower the winds this is not good for Baja California, but this will be good to lower the winds for California, essentially, like I said. But there's so much moisture on this storm here. Once again, I'll go ahead and show you guys right now. Here's the satellite imagery. This storm is just so massive. For example, that's the storm, that's Texas. That's the size of Texas compared to the storm. The storm's a little smaller than Texas, but it's still a really big storm. And there's a lot of moisture wrapped around this system. So even as it weakens, there's still going to be a bunch, a lot of moisture still inside of, like I said, it's still inside of, the storm here. Like I said, the main contributing factor of it weakening so quickly is obviously as it's approaching, mountain ranges and all that stuff. That right there is a little bit, like I said, that's kind of what's expected there, but still a lot of rainfall. Once again, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and pop back up here to the rainfall outlook real quickly. Or the expected amounts. Like I said, we're just now having more people join in here. So once again, if you guys are just joining us, once again, consider subscribing. Leave a like, would be greatly appreciated. Like I said, I'm not going to ask you to. Just if you would like to, consider subscribing, y'all. Be greatly appreciated. But like I said, whenever it comes to let's see, we'll go ahead and bring this over here to my screen, y'all. Whenever it comes to the expected amounts as of now, like I said, this thing does hop over. It does hop a lot, essentially. And like I said, right now, we are expecting at most kind of around 6 to 10 inches, okay, being possible. Like I said, obviously we have, the biggest flooding threat kind of right in here. That's kind of right, essentially, where we are seeing that biggest flooding threat, according to this graphic here. And like I said, obviously across the areas here in the dark green, this is basically a region where we are expecting, about 2 to 4 inches of rainfall being possible. So that's what we need to look out there for. So around 2 to 4 inches of rainfall being possible across the dark green areas here. Central southern Nevada included with that region, kind of central-ish, kind of south-central, southeastern California. Right in this area here, right in these areas here, has a good shot at seeing some good amount of rainfall. Absolutely, absolutely. And like I said, whenever it comes to it here, like I said, we are literally seeing 2 to 4 inches at least expected across these regions here. Then we work our way into the other shades, like I said, obviously the yellow. So this is that area where we could possibly see 4 to 6 inches, and then of course we got that other shade here across the orange where we're potentially seeing 6 to 10 inches, which that's a lot of rainfall. That is a lot of rainfall, on which we've seriously got to be looking out there for that. Tracy says they're giving sandbags out here to, in the desert. It's solid black out here in Arizona. Well, Tracy, please stay safe out there. And like I said, obviously, I'm going to do my best to keep you all updated and informed with the system here. So like I said, I'll do whatever I can to be updating you. Like I said, I'll be doing coverage as this thing is ongoing here. So like I said, as this event happens, we'll be live for it. Don't you worry. I will be here to guide you all through the process and what's currently going on in live time. So we'll be covering this here. Once again, the main impacts is expected from Sunday night into Monday morning. That's the big impacts for California and those regions out there. So like I said, that's what we need to look out there for overall. But yeah, so like I said, that's just what we need to look out, guys. Once again, the flooding threat, once again, we have a really big risk out there. They have the maximum high risk for basically areas just east of Los Angeles and east of areas here of San Diego. So like I said, the biggest flooding threat is just east of those areas. But like I said, don't get me wrong. Los Angeles here as well as San Diego is still in a really good flooding threat. We're still talking a moderate chance, a level 3 out of 4 on the scale. Really big area, actually. Even into Las Vegas, all the way to southern Nevada here. Definitely is pretty crazy. Definitely is pretty crazy. So we'll need to be looking out for flooding. That's what I think the main concern is. I mean, yes, there's going to be some gusty winds with it. At most probably up to 65, 70 miles an hour in terms of possible winds across, California, Nevada. But what I'm really, really concerned about, like I said, is the rainfall, as you guys can probably see why. But yeah, so that's that, my friends. Once again, here's the possible tropical storm wind speed probabilities here from the Hurricane Center. As of right now, you can see for areas like, San Diego, we have ourselves right around a 40 to 50% chance of seeing tropical storm force winds. This will obviously increase. Right now, we're just kind of, tracing down where the storm's going here. But as the storm does get closer to San Diego, the probabilities will 100% increase. For sure, I can tell you that. They're going to increase here. And like I said, across the areas in purple here, that's like 90 to 100% chance we'll see tropical storm force winds. So you can see a lot of areas are expecting this already. And as the storm does get closer, those probabilities will start to increase as we work our way into portions here of California. Hurricane force wind speeds, you can see not really touching California right now. Because like I said, I'm not expecting hurricane force conditions in California. That's what a lot of people need to understand here, y'all, is the fact that California is not expected to see hurricane conditions. They're not expected to see hurricane conditions, okay? Seriously, guys. They're expected to see tropical storm. Obviously some news outlets are kind of making it seem like a big hurricane's going to hit California. It's not going to be a hurricane, okay? It's not going to be a hurricane. It's not forecasted to be a hurricane. It's not expected to be a hurricane. It's expected to be kind of a mid-upper level tropical storm. Still a pretty wind-producing storm. I'm not going to lie. It's still going to be pretty gusty out there, but obviously the number one concern is the rain. The number one concern is the rain here. Scott, thank you so much for the membership. Greatly appreciated, Scott. Thank you so much. Very, very sweet of you. I really appreciate it. But like I said, y'all, we're going to go ahead and hop on back over here to the models. I'm going to go ahead and talk to y'all about those real quickly. We're going to bring you guys over to the wave heights here. Once again, those waves are, according to the models here, the ECMWF has showed up to 70 feet waves. Yeah, you heard me right. Up to 70-foot waves is possible. Let's go ahead and bring y'all over here to that real quick. I want to go ahead and show you all that. For the people who's just now joining us, like I said, obviously, you look at this. Pretty crazy stuff. Like I said, but the good news is it's mostly supposed to be out to sea where those waves are going to be. You can see right in there. Wow! Actually, so for one frame here, obviously do not take this with a grain of salt. Okay, take this with a grain of salt here. Don't take this too seriously. But according to model, it could get up to nearly 75 foot here. I mean, look at that. It's really tall waves. Those are supposed to go right over Baja California, right around the Central Peninsula. Very bad, very, very bad waves out there. Don't get me wrong. But for California itself, these waves won't be anything like ridiculously crazy. I mean, they'll be pretty high out there. I mean, right off the coast here for, essentially Monday, waves could obviously be between 15 and 20 feet or so. So yeah, still gonna be some pretty big waves, pretty brutal waves out there. But it looks like the central of Baja California, that peninsula there, will be seeing the highest of that. We'll be seeing the highest of that. So yeah, so keep an eye out there for that, y'all. Definitely is something to look out there for. Let's see here. What else do I want to show? Oh, I also wanted to mention to you guys here, the Storm Prediction Center here, they do have a risk out there, y'all, for day 3, which is Sunday. Like I said, Sunday into Monday is the big impact days here. So that is that. So you can actually see we already have a risk for severe weather across southeastern portions of California, extreme southern Nevada, and southwestern portions of obviously Arizona here. So the thing about these systems, right, is like I said, they're spinning counterclockwise on the right-hand side. That's where all of your ingredients are at in one spot. You have strong winds. You got those higher instability values, I should say. The most unstable part is on the right-hand side usually. And so this is going to allow for the right-hand side of the cyclone to be possibly producing a couple tornadoes, So for when it comes to Sunday and to Monday, there could be some instances of a couple tornadoes across California, Nevada, and Arizona. Just wanted to let y'all know that, because I'm not trying to add anything scary. I'm just trying to let you guys know that it could be a possibility. So a tornado or, a couple tornadoes will possibly happen. I mean, that's very, very common for tropical systems, is having, potential tornadic activity on it. So yeah. Let's see here. Let's see. Anonymous says Pacific Ocean temperatures. Where are they at? So right now, you can actually see where the storm's at. That's what's pretty crazy. If we take a look at the Eastern Pacific, you can actually kind of see where the storm is at. Let me go ahead and show you all that. So there is there's the ocean. I mean, seriously, very warm waters. It is going to be rolling in some really cold water too as it rolls its way up to California. So it's really going to be a mixture of cool water ingestion as well as running into an area here of land. Obviously, the mountain ranges of Baja California here. So yeah, but you can actually kind of see where it's a little bit cooler in this little circle here. That's where it was at. But for most of the part, I mean, it's pretty warm across, West Mexico. I mean, we're talking, 30 degrees Celsius, which is like 86, I think, degrees Fahrenheit. So it's pretty warm. But once you get up here into this region, it gets really cold. It gets really, really cold. And like I said, to be considered, for a tropical system to strengthen per se, it needs waters of at least 26 degrees Celsius, and that cutoff point is right here. So there's good enough waters in here, but once it moves into here, it's not good enough for tropical cyclone development. So obviously, yeah, it's going to be getting, it's going to be weakening quick. So that's another thing to tell you guys, that it's not going to be a hurricane upon landfall. Once again, not going to be a hurricane upon California landfall. We're not expecting this thing to be a hurricane upon California landfall, but like I said, it'll be getting close to a hurricane. It'll be as a hurricane scraping right next to Baja California, the peninsula, but not California state, if you know what I'm saying. So right down in the central, southern portion of California, just supposed to be a tropical storm here. But like I said, obviously, this region here of the peninsula of Baja California, that's where it's supposed to be pretty strong. Is it possible the storm turns east? I mean, anything's possible. The cone, this is, the middle point right here. So this current line we have right here is the expected forecast of it. If I go ahead and turn on the cone here, which I'll go ahead and do right now, but if I go ahead and turn on this cone here, you can actually see that, the center of the storm could go as far right as this area here. So as far right as this side of the cone. So the center of the storm could go somewhere inside of this cone, but it's not. You can see it's not expected to go not that far to the east, I should say, overall. But yeah, so that is that, my friends. Like I said, obviously, just keep an eye on it. We're gonna have to watch this here for the next little bit. Let's see here. But yeah, no, I do not expect it to turn much east. I mean, comparing to yesterday, it did move a little bit east. It did move a little bit to the east here. But right now it's still on a collision course to go near San Diego. It's supposed to be right around a mid-level tropical storm right across San Diego. Like I said, we're talking possibly, winds up to, 50 to 60 miles per hour being possible. How's Dallas, Texas? Dallas is not going to be impacted at all by this here. Yeah, Dallas is going to be fine. Texas in general, it's going to be fine. The states that really got to watch out for this, though, mostly is, I wouldn't even include Utah. Western side of Utah, like St. George area, should keep an eye out there for it as well. So basically, western Arizona. It's mostly California and mostly California and Nevada, with portions of western Arizona and southwestern Utah possibly being pretty impacted there. But that's that. Let's see, 60 to 70 mile an hour winds is not with fires is not good. Yeah, not really good. Not really good at all. Let's see here. Any chances for Midwest coast we're getting remained? So actually, according to the models here, I'll go ahead and show you all real quickly. If I go ahead and bring you all over to the GFS here, the American GFS. So let's go ahead and bring you all over here. So whenever it comes to it, you can see that according to the GFS, it's actually just supposed to just continue shooting north, it looks like. So you can kind of see here that as we get that moisture starts rising up, you can actually see here, it might even, some of that remained of moisture could even go up into Canada, but it'll mostly fizzle out in the mountains, I believe. But yeah, you can see that. It's pretty crazy, though. It definitely is a little interesting. But no, it should not go that far east. Brad says, thanks, Andrew. Just concerned for people. Oh, I get it. Brad, I 100% get it. Like I said, you're very, very welcome. Like I said, I'm here for you guys. I want you all to be prepared. Like I said, obviously, I want you guys to, be weather aware out there, and that's all we care about here. Let's see. When is this happening? This is happening here for Sunday into Monday, kind of like for afternoon, evening, Sunday into Monday morning, essentially. You're going to start to really feel it Sunday evening. That's when you're going to really start to feel it across Southern California. Like I said, we're gonna be live here for this too. Yeah, we'll be live to cover this event, y'all. Like I said, obviously I get how you guys might be, a little bit nervous. Your nerves might be a little shot for this event. Like I said, trust me, I totally get it. But like I said, just just make sure that you have enough water, have enough food the last couple of days, and like I said, as long as you're in a an area that's not really prone to too much flooding, obviously you're still gonna get a lot of rain, but you'll be better off rather than like being in like a valley. Like I said, if you're in a low-lying area that easily gets flooded, like your house starts going underwater, I would really advise getting out of your house and going somewhere that's more higher up in elevation to obviously help out your flood. Like I said, I would not be in a place that is pretty prone to flooding. I would not be in a place that's really prone to that, but overall, we'll just have to keep an eye on it. Let's see. Sheetal says, thanks for the update. You're very welcome. Very, very welcome. Like I said, no problem, y'all. Like I said, I just want to make sure you guys are staying safe. Just want to make sure you guys are up to date out there. It's all we care about around here. It's just making sure everybody's getting the word out there. Like I said, I'm not trying to spread fear or anything. Trust me, I get that. A lot of people I can, tell you they're probably scared for this. And like I said, obviously, like I said, just calm down. It'll be okay. We'll walk you guys through this here. Once again, as I go live, we'll definitely be here to, walk you guys through this as well. So just know that you're not alone. You're not alone going through this here, and I will, like I said, I will make sure to keep y'all up to date. Absolutely, for sure. But yeah, so that's that, my friends. Once again, right as of now, if you guys are just now joining us, obviously, first of all, welcome everybody. Hope everyone's having a great day out there. Like I said, I'm gonna go and hop you guys over here to the official forecast here as of right now. Once again, the United States, the United States Weather Prediction Center has actually a pretty aggressive looking map out right now. Now, just know that this map is gonna change. It's gonna change 100%. Since yesterday, so much has changed on this here. So much has changed on this map since yesterday. Is crazy, but as of right now, across the areas here in the dark green, this color right in here. So for that dark green color, we're expecting around 2 to 4 inches of rainfall. That's a lot of rain. That's a lot of rain, especially for California. That's a lot of rain. And then of course you have the yellow areas. Okay, so that's where we're expecting maybe 4 to 6 inches. Yeah, 4 to 6 inches. Definitely is a possibility across some of these regions in here. Could probably draw that a little better there. My mouse gave out on me. Right in there, across the yellow, it's a shot for around 4 to 6 inches. That kind of seems to be where the most rainfall is expected there. That's where the most rainfall is forecasted to be. I mean, from the flooding outlook and from the models, this is where it's kind of pinpointing the heaviest flooding to occur. And of course, we got some localized spots in the orange, maybe up to 6 to 10 inches being possible. That's a heck of a lot of rain. Got to keep an eye out there for that, for sure. But yeah, let's see here. A little after 7 here, Andrew says Brad. Yep, it's 10 after 8 here. But anyways, but yeah, so that's the current rainfall projections. And once again, here's the flooding outlook. Got ourselves a big old big high risk out there, y'all. Big old high risk out there for for portions here of south central, or really just far south California here. Once again, east of Los Angeles, east of San Diego here. Big threat for big flooding possibly. Same little itty bitty high risk up here as well for flooding. Obviously, it looks like that might be an area that's really prone to flooding, which that could be a problem. And of course, like I said, the red still is a really good shot for flooding. At least a 40% chance that flooding could occur within, within 25 miles is possible. So that's that. Let's go ahead and see here. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Really appreciate it. Saying, see Colton, California, and Bullhead City. I can look that up for you real quickly. Once again, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Really appreciate it. So you want me to take a look here at Colton. Let's see here. Colton, California. So yeah, you, my friend, are in the path of this thing here. Actually, yeah, so the storm, you can see the marker. It goes right next to you. So the middle, as of now, the middle of the storm is expected to kind of roll near you. Like I said, right now, this is forecasted to be sustained winds of 50 miles per hour with gusts up to 65. So those gusts could get up to around 65 miles per hour. It's possible. And also, if you can see, you're actually in that high risk for flooding. So that gives you at least a 70% chance of seeing flooding within 25 miles of you. So that's going to be a good possibility. So like I said, just please, please be weather aware out there. You're kind of in one of the heavy impacted areas. It kind of looks like, once again, high risk of flooding, and that center is expected to be near you with sustained winds around 50 miles per hour, maximum wind gusts up to around 65. This will be right here for the early Monday commute. Once again, you're going to notice it for late Sunday into Monday there. See, I love that name. I know. I'm just not saying it just to keep things friendly, family friendly, but I do like that name as well. It's funny. You also take a look here at Bullhead City. All right, let's see here. Let's see. Bullhead City, Arizona. Gotcha. Okay, so obviously not as bad. The storm's gonna be tracking to the east. I would have to say there might even be a shot for a couple isolated tornadoes. I hate to say that, but like I said, with these tropical systems on the right-hand side, that's where all of your ingredients are the most strongest, your thermodynamics and your winds. But I'm not going to go into that. But so there will be a chance for a couple of tornadoes, maybe for some of those regions. I think that's a possibility here. Obviously, we have, they're still in the red, still in that red area there. Like I said, obviously, that's the moderate risk area here. So keep an eye out there for flooding still. That's giving you at least a 40% chance of flooding within 25 miles of that location. So overall, that's that. So, yeah, it seems Colton is going to be impacted more than Bullhead, but still both of those areas will likely be impacted pretty good. So please be safe out there. And like I said, please, just be weather aware and make sure that you are ready to go. But anyways, thank you so much once again for the $2 super chat. Very, very sweet of you. Really appreciate it. Let's see here. But yeah, so that's that. Let's see here. Julie says, I don't see Sacramento on your map. Sacramento's up here. Yeah, Sacramento's actually not in the big risk, actually. I think Sacramento, most of it's going to be east of Sacramento. As you can actually see, we do not have, we do not actually have that flooding risk is actually not for Sacramento. So Sacramento will be all right. You're very, very welcome. No problem. Let's see here. Caden, what's up? What's up, Caden? Hope you're doing good. Death Valley is a high risk for flooding, says Henry. Yeah, that's crazy. That's really crazy. They never get rain. They never ever do they? But yeah, no, we'll just have to watch out for it. Like I said, that's an area that's prone to flooding. Let's see, yeah, that is for Death Valley. That's right over Death Valley. Man, oh man, that's crazy. That's really crazy. Let's see, our power poles are on fire as well. Not good. Oh wait, what? That's not good, Tracy. They're like legitimately on fire. Ugh, that's not very good. But anyways, yeah, once again, everybody, here's the latest Weather Prediction Center graphic here regarding the amount of rainfall that's expected. Once again, I expect this to definitely change here. It will change for sure. Overall, it will 100% change for sure. Like I said, across the dark green, we have around 2 to 4 inches of rainfall being possible. Got to keep an eye out there for the dark green. The yellow, around 4 to 6 inches is being possible. So keep an eye out there for that. And of course, the orange regions, 6 to 10 inches is possible. So really overall, like I said, across the regions, it really seems like these areas here, between the models, between what the weather prediction says, right in Southern California, could include Los Angeles, and San Diego, as well as Las Vegas too. Could be possible, and some heavy flooding possibilities there. But right now, we're not expecting really too much more. We're not expecting anything more than 15 inches. You can see there's a little dot of 10 to 15, but yeah, I mean that's impossible to really predict that specific pinpoint area. But really, it's gonna be possible for some pretty strong stuff. Let's see here. Wow, Death Valley flooding. Yep. Yeah, Caden, it's going to be possible. Death Valley's going to be getting some pretty good amounts of rain out there. Once again, they are in that high risk. Yep, Death Valley is right in the high risk there for flooding. It's at least a 70% chance of flooding every 25 miles that makes up that high risk. So that's pretty crazy, isn't it? Let's see. We've got massive wind going on, power issues, and roofs gone. Oh, Tracy, that's not good. Well, hopefully that everything gets better for you. That sounds terrible. Please be safe out there, Tracy. Seriously, that's terrible. But once again, everybody, like I said, I want to go ahead and break the myth. I know there's a lot of people here that are thinking that this is going to be a hurricane upon landfall. It's not supposed to be a hurricane upon landfall. Those are some common questions. It's not going to be a hurricane upon landfall. It's supposed to be kind of a middle to upper level tropical storm, which, yeah, it's still very impactful. Don't get me wrong. We are still expecting, the potential for, those winds getting up 70 miles an hour across, Southern California. It's possible. Which, yeah, watch out for some wind gusts. I mean, essentially, yeah, that's pretty bad. People in California have seen 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts before. I mean, from non-tropical events, it happens before. But what they're really not used to is the amount of rain that's expected. That's what's not good. And if there's any fires that's actually out in this region, which I think there might be a couple fires out there, this could actually help suppress those fires, believe it or not, because it's just going to be soaking all the fuel and just making the fires kind of stop burning. So that could be good. That could be really good. Let's see here. Is Bakersfield at risk on flooding and heavy rain? Which Bakersfield? I'm sure there's more than one Bakersfield in the country. See, Bakersfield, California. I'm guessing that's what you're talking about. But if that's what you're talking about, yes, there's a shot for some flooding. You're actually in a slight risk for flooding, so it's just a level 2 out of 4, so you're kind of in that middle flooding threat, giving you a 15% chance of flooding to happen within 25 miles of your location. So yeah, it's possible. The winds will probably be gusting here maybe up to 30, 40 miles an hour, roughly, considering you're a little bit further away from that cyclone, but right around the cyclone, around 50 mile per hour sustained is expected with wind gusts up to 65, but it's obviously going to be a little bit less there for you. Yeah. Bakersfield, California. Okay. Yeah, I got it right. Let's see here. DJ says, how about, Calaveras County? I don't know if I can look that up as a county. Don't think I can. Can I? And I think, is this where you're talking about, near east of Sacramento? If that's right, you're barely even in the flooding threat. Barely even in it, so you should be not really impacted that heavy. But anyways, how is Arizona going to be before California? Is that a different storm? Wait, how is Arizona getting it before California? Is a different storm? No, it's not a different storm. But no, actually, no, Arizona is not forecasted to get it before California does. Like I said, California and Arizona are supposed to get hit around the same time here. Let me go ahead and show you all the models real quickly just to kind of, unscramble that confusion there. So here is the American GFS model. You can see there's the hurricane down there, tracking up north, running in the cooler waters, scraping up against the mountain ranges. Big old jet of rain's going to be rolling through. You can see it going right over California, a little bit of rain following into Arizona there. But anyways, that is that. You can see that going right through Nevada, too, right through Nevada. Going up to portions here of, Oregon, maybe even up into Idaho, some of that rainfall could be possible. Am I in California, too? Nope, I am in Kentucky. I'm all the way out east from you guys. Like I said, we cover all the weather across the entire country. Whether it's up in Maine or whether it's down in California, we cover it. Yeah. Tropical systems, winter weather, severe thunderstorms, y'all. Like I said, we cover everything for the main country here, y'all. And like I said, I'm really happy to be here with you guys and preparing y'all for this event, because like I said, this is a crazy event, y'all. This is definitely a pretty gnarly event for sure. It looks like, so we'll have to just seriously be watching out for this, guys. Like I said, obviously prayers goes out to the people who's going to be impacted, from this storm. Just hope that everybody remains okay. Let's see here. Palm Springs, California. Let me look for Palm Springs. Palm Springs, California. Yeah, you're kind of in the heaviest of it. You're in that high risk we were talking about for flooding. Let's see here. So you can actually see there. So you are in that high risk for flooding area towards Palm Springs. Kind of in the middle of it. So yeah, there's going to be a shot for some good flooding, possibly. Even those wind gusts could be up to like 60, 65 miles per hour. So keep an eye out there for it. But yeah, no, you are in the highest risk for flooding, giving you a 70% chance of flooding occurring within 25 miles. If you're in a flood-prone area, I would advise maybe finding a way to seek higher ground just to be safe. It's probably a good idea. Let's see here. B says we are worried here. Don't be worried, B. Like I said, just keep an eye on it. It depends on where you're at. If it makes you feel better, B, if you want me to look at your area, let me know, because I can do that for you. I want snow next week, not 101 degrees. I don't think you're gonna be getting snow anytime soon. Just saying. Dude, yeah, we're getting this massive ridge, this massive block of high pressure across the central eastern country. It's gonna make it hot. No, like lack of moisture, lack of precipitation. Right now, the West Coast is taking all the rain. It's gonna be taking all the rain here. We ain't gonna see much across the central U.S. anytime soon. It doesn't look like. Nothing more than just a big old ball of high pressure. But yeah. Let's see here. Menifee. Let's see. Menifee, California. Okay. Yeah, so you can actually see that track goes right near you. Yeah, according to the Hurricane Center, it's possibly going to be right there within those ranges of maybe up to 65-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So definitely would watch out for it closely. You're right on the line between the moderate and the high risk for flooding, but still flooding looks to be a good possibility. So yeah, keep an eye on it. But B, like I said, obviously just, so it's all right. Just calm down. I understand that this is a little scary. I get it. Trust me, I do. But like I said, it's more the rain that I'm worried about. So if you can, and if you're in a low-lying area, if you're in like a low area that's prone to flooding, then try to seek higher ground if possible. Yeah, try to seek higher ground as possible. Let's see. Look into my area, please. Southgate, California. Southgate, California. Okay. So yeah, same thing applies for you. I mean, you're gonna probably see those winds maybe around 50 to 60 mile per hour wind gusts being possible. But overall, you are in the moderate threat for flooding, so flooding is still a good possibility out there. You're out there in Los Angeles, so keep an eye on it. Like I said, it's definitely going to be something you need to look out for. But once again, if you're in an area that's prone to flooding, I'd recommend trying to find somewhere to seek higher ground. But that's that. Yeah. Let's see here. So we just did ourselves. Okay, we just did Jasmine's. Let's see here. What about Temecula? Is that Temecula, California? Gotcha. So this is for Yep. You're like right on that. Wow, look at that. You're right up on that path. So right now the center of the storm is forecast to go right near you, if not over you. So once again, maximum wind gusts here could be up in the 60s. So watch out for that. So it is going to be pretty gusty regarding the winds. Don't get me wrong. You still got a pretty good shot here for flooding, actually. Yeah, you got a pretty good shot for flooding. You got a moderate risk, which is at least a 50% chance, or at least a 40% chance, I think it is. Let me double check on that, actually. I want to be 100% sure. At least a 40% chance of flooding occurring within 25 miles of you. So that's that. Let's see here. Hello, could I check on Santa Barbara? Thanks. Of course. Of course I can. Let's see. Yeah, if it means help getting you guys prepared for this event, I am all for it. So there's a small chance of flooding for you, but most of the activity should be to your east. So you're in a very minimal flooding threat, not really anything too crazy. So overall, I mean, yeah, overall you're looking to be all right. Let's see here. But yeah. So who did we just do here? Santa Barbara. Let's see, high risk, 95 closed. Gotcha. Ongoing power. Wow. Concert tomorrow, Santa Ana, California. It's outdoors, 5:11. Will I get rain or will it get canceled? So this is mostly going to be happening from Sunday into Monday. You said tomorrow between 5 and 11 p.m. You should be fine. You should be fine. Let's see here. Can I do Phoenix? I'm going to Phoenix on Wednesday. Let's see here. So Phoenix, he said Phoenix, Arizona. Okay. So, let's see, where was good old Phoenix? There it is. So Phoenix, actually is not expected to be too bad. There's a shot for obviously rainfall. Y'all are probably going to get, rained on pretty good. There's a chance for some flooding, but like I said, it's honestly probably not going to be as bad. For the worst areas, it's Southern California, it's Southern Nevada, and extreme Western Arizona. But no, you shouldn't be as impacted too much. Yeah. Los Angeles going to get flooded, possibly Faith. There's a shot for flooding in Los Angeles. Keep an eye out there for that. Let's see. Blythe, California. I don't even think that's the name. Don't even know. I cannot pronounce things very well. Let's see here. BLY. Let's see. BLYTHE. Gotcha. So this is in Arkansas. Gotcha. So wait, what? Wait, that's not right. You said California, right? Here, let me redo this. There we go. There it is. All right. So yeah, no, you are in the moderate threat, which is at level 3 out of 4 for flooding. So you have a really good shot for flooding here. Keep an eye out there for it. You are under a tropical storm watch, by the way. So we are expecting some possible winds to get up to tropical storm force. So just keep an eye on it and be safe out there. All right. Let's see here. Zombie says, sounds risky. Taco Cruiser, I live in Las Vegas, and I have no plans to drive anywhere. Gotcha. Yeah, just stay safe out there, Zombie. Stay safe out there. Check Victorville, California. All right. Victorville, California. Let's see here, my friend. Okay, you're actually next to the highest flood threat, actually. You're in that level 3 out of 4. You can see here, like I said, the cone is obviously right. You're right in the middle of the cone. So the storm's expected, the center as of right now is expected to kind of kick up in that region. According to the Hurricane Center, maximum wind speeds is expected to be, once again, maybe around, 50 mile per hour. So sustained of around 50, with gusts up to around 65, possibly, if not a little bit weaker. Let's see here. But that's that. I'm in Phoenix right now. No part of Phoenix yet. Yeah, gotcha. What about Hollywood? In Los Angeles. Yeah. So Hollywood's obviously in that decent flood threat, which is at level 3 out of 4 on the flooding spectrum. Should keep an eye on it. For sure. And definitely those winds could get up to maybe 50 to 60 miles per hour in terms of wind gusts. The winds I'm not really as concerned about, but yeah, the winds is somewhat concerning, but I'm mostly focused on the flooding perspective because, y'all in California don't get too much rain, actually. Y'all are mostly relatively dry. Let's see here. What about Flagstaff? Let's look. Flagstaff. Yeah, Flagstaff does not really have that big of a threat. There's a small chance for some flooding. It's possible. Let's see. Even the flooding. Let's see the current rainfall. Yeah, Flagstaff. Yeah, not expected to even see 1 to 2 inches of rain. It looks like. So should be fine. Yeah, not too worried about those regions out there. Mostly just concerned for like Southern California and Southern Nevada. All right, let's see here. What about Oakland, California? All right. Oakland, California. Yeah, you're not even in the you're not even in the risk. You should be all right. Some other channel showed the almanac history of last time this happened. California had said it caused $19 million in damages. Confirmed? I have not heard of that, actually. Like I said, I don't really do very well whenever it comes to past events from years and years and years ago. I mostly just focus on current time weather, but terrible with past events, remembering and stuff like that. But I usually, my neck of the woods is current and future. Let's see here. Mariana, Ranchos. Let's see here. See if I can get that copied there. It's a lot to type in. Is this Apple Valley? It looks like. Okay, so yeah, no, oh yeah, so you're actually in the high risk for flooding. You got a pretty solid threat for flooding there. So keep an eye out there for that. So watch out there for it. Please be safe out there. Like I said, obviously we have ourselves a high risk out there for flooding. Like I said, giving you at least a 70% chance of flooding happening within 25 miles of you. So it's quite likely. Whenever it comes to the, like I said, whenever it comes to, overall, the storm here is expected to be right around 50-mile-per-hour sustained winds here with gusts up to 65 being possible. Let's see here. King FN keeps on spamming the same zip code. That's why I've been kind of skipping over King. Like I said, dude, if you spam, it gives nobody else an opportunity because your zip code gets seen more than, I was going to get to you, but then I seen you kept on spamming over and over, so I'm going to hold off for a minute for you. It's like, please just don't spam, y'all. Seriously. I'm pretty cool whenever it comes to everybody's forecast. I'm pretty chill about this, but if you start spamming and stuff like that, it's not real nice to other people. Can I please do Bakersfield, California? Of course, I can do that. See, Bakersfield. So you, my friend, okay, so you do have a pretty, decent or okay shot of flooding. You're in a slight risk at level 2 out of 4 regarding flooding out there. So your flooding probability is there. It's possible. We'll have to keep an eye on it, giving you at least a 15% chance of flooding occurring within 25 miles. So it's there. You're kind of just right near Bakersfield, essentially, kind of relatively in the range of Bakersfield there. Whenever it comes to the, the rainfall, maybe 2 to 4, I'd say, 1 to 3 is probably more realistic, but that's that. But yeah, it's possible. It's possible. Let's see here. I'm right in the path. Yeah, well, stay safe out there, my friend. Stay safe out there for sure. Let's see here. Gina says, thank you. You're very welcome. You're very, very welcome. Like I said, I'm here for you guys. I'll be doing this tomorrow too, y'all. So if you're not already, like I said, I don't ask for much, but if you guys could, please consider subscribing, leaving a like. It'll be greatly appreciated, y'all. Thank you for being here. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. Like I said, just please be safe out there, my friends. Just make sure y'all are remaining weather aware. Once again, I'll be covering this as it goes. As it's ongoing, I will be live from Sunday night into Monday morning. Probably I'm going to be setting up for a long live stream to be up for a while, so count on me to be live for you guys. Also tomorrow, I'm going to be doing the same thing tomorrow as well. Basically doing a live stream for preparedness to make sure everybody is aware of the situation and stuff. So overall, that is that. But yeah. But yeah. So once again, everybody, like I said, thank y'all for joining us. I think we might head off on the live stream here pretty soon. Like I said, we've been laughing for an hour and a half here. Got some things I got to do here before tonight. So, but I just want to hop on here for a little bit, and just kind of see, what's going on, and obviously keep y'all informed and stuff like that. I do got to give a big thank you to our donators for today. Like I said, we had a few donators that helped out on the channel for today. Greatly appreciated. Let's see here. We had Jenny with the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. We had Timothy with a $5 super chat. Deborah with a $2, and we had this as well with another $2. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you all so much for helping out on the channel. Like I said, it's greatly appreciated, and y'all just being here is really, really much appreciated. So once again, thank you so much to this. I'm not saying your full name, but it's pretty funny. Just trying to keep it family friendly. But yeah, this, thank you so much. We have Deborah, Timothy, as well as Jenny. Thank you all so much. Greatly appreciated. We love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. But yeah, so we're gonna be heading off here relatively soon, my friends. Probably do maybe a couple more forecasts here before we leave. And that's that. Did I see those tornadoes in Rhode Island? I did see them up north. I thought that was in Massachusetts. Maybe it was Rhode Island. Yeah, I did see. Let's see the reports. I thought they were in Massachusetts, actually. Could be wrong. Actually, both. I think there was some in Rhode Island and Massachusetts. SD Gaming says, I'm under a tropical storm watch. Let's see, hourly weather shows squalls incoming as well. Ooh, gotcha. Well, keep an eye out there, SD. Definitely watch out for it, and be weather aware out there, for sure. Absolutely. There was 3 in Massachusetts and 2 in Rhode Island. Wow. Goodness. But I'm going to do one more final verdict, y'all. So once again, we are expecting, obviously a tropical storm to be impacting portions here of, like I said, California. Once again, like I said, guys, this is not going to be a hurricane upon landfall. I know a lot of a lot of the thing is right now is that people think it's going to be a hurricane upon landfall. It's not going to be a hurricane, okay? This thing is going to be a upper level, kind of mid-upper level tropical storm here. So it's going to be still a powerful storm going through portions of, Southern California out there. So we'll have to definitely keep an eye out for it. Like I said, obviously, this thing is expected to cause a bit of flooding concerns here. Once again, the current rainfall outlook here, we have a big flooding threat across areas just east of San Diego, east of Los Angeles, with the highest risk for flooding. Once again, those areas in San Diego, Los Angeles still has a really good threat for flooding. Level 1 for flooding across the green, level 2 out of 5, or level 2 out of 4, sorry, level 1 out of 4 across the green, level 2 out of 4 across the yellow. So you can see as we get higher, the more more likely the flooding is. There's a probability there. For the green, it's at least a 5% chance of flooding within 25 miles of a location. Yellow is at least a 15% chance, moderate. The red is at least a 40% chance, and the pink is at least a 70% chance of flooding. So definitely is pretty crazy. Right now, here's the expected rainfall as of right now. Once again, this is going to be changing. This 100% is going to be changing quite a bit here, so we'll have to definitely keep an eye out there for that. So let's watch out for it. Once again, we are currently seeing ourselves like I said, mostly between 2 and 4 inches, at least 2 to 4 inches across these regions here of California and 2 southern portions here of Nevada. So that's that. So keep an eye out there for that overall, y'all. But yeah, so that's for that, my friends. Let's see here, we just went over that. Once again, right now it is a Category 4 hurricane. It is a little bit weaker than what we first anticipated, which is good news. And like I said, right now the current winds on it right now, the current winds out of the storm right now here is sustained winds right now is 130 miles an hour. So current winds right now is sustained at 130 miles per hour. Let's see here with the gusts getting up to around 160, which is pretty crazy. But anyways, all right, you guys. Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and head off here. Like I said, we're going to go ahead and call this a live stream here for tonight. If you guys did enjoy it, once again, please consider subscribing. Leave a like before you guys head out. It'd be greatly appreciated. Once again, thank you all so much for being here. Like I said, we'll do another live stream like this tomorrow to make sure everybody is on the same boat and everybody's aware of the new information that comes through. Like I said, we'll be here to give you guys some more information on the on the tropics here for tomorrow. I'll let you guys know more about that. And once again, we'll be covering this live too. So as the storm gets near California, for Sunday night, I'm going to go live and possibly track into Monday morning for severe, or for coverage, I should say. So, all right. Well, you guys have a wonderful rest of your night. Once again, we love you guys. Please, please, please be safe out there. One last thank you to our donators. We had Timothy, as well as Jenny. Thank you guys so much for donating. Greatly appreciated. We really appreciate you. Let's see here. Thank you, Andrew. So Jenny, you're very, very welcome. Thank you as well. Greatly appreciated. All right, you guys, y'all have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your nights here. We're going to go ahead and head over here to the ending screen. If there's anything that y'all have, we have a Discord down in the description. If you guys want to join our Discord, go ahead and join that. That way, guys, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. And overall, that's that. So anyways, guys, once again, thank you for joining us. Greatly appreciate it. Please, please, please be safe out there, you guys. We'll make sure to keep y'all updated, keep y'all informed of the overall risk and stuff like that. But all right. Once again, everybody, thank you all for joining here. The stream's now going to end in approximately 2 minutes. Go ahead and say goodbye to your friends and family. And all right, my friends, y'all have a wonderful rest of your day and be safe out there. Don't worry too much, and we'll talk more about this tomorrow. All right, y'all, take care. See you then.